to Carter. All right, turn on the in-venue feed in the broad stat program. All right, so we'll try to get about basketball for you here. We'll try to at least get some stats for you. See, Anthony Sampson in the house, Freed Hardeman Hall of Famer, as here's a quick shot in from Jordan Mumford. We'll get these starting lineups in. Jordan Mumford starting for the Blue Raiders, as well as Julian Cunningham. I'll also see Olsen Nicholson. Jason Nixon on the near wing, drives down low where he finds Mekhi Vassell. Vassell on the right block, puts it up with his left hand. That's no good. Rebound coming down to Mumford. Mumford with the ball goes between the circles where he finds Cunningham. Cunningham to his right, now back to Mumford. Mumford hands off to Connor Robinson, the senior out of Manchester, Kentucky. He loses control of the ball, and that's going to roll to the scorer's table. Freed Hardeman basketball.
Yeah, and that's just a little miscommunication between point guard and cutter. That's probably one of the most painful turnovers in basketball, genuinely. Every time that happens to me or I see it happen, I just cringe because it just hurts. You got him on the back cut. He wanted to come up top. Just miscommunication, thrown out of bounds. Unfortunate for them.
All right, starting to get the stats to load here. Geraldo Lane driving the paint. Great job, Geraldo Lane off the right block. All right, so we do got our stats now. David Jackson on the floor, as is Olsen Nicholson. Connor Robinson is joined by Cunningham and the aforementioned Mumford. With the ball now is Jackson. Goes down low. Tried to get a pass off. It's going to be tipped away by Nixon.
Great hands.
It's always good. Disrupt that play. I mean, the shot clock still has 8 on the timer. 18:33 left to go. We're knotted up 2-2. The inbound finds Cunningham. Cunningham, long two-pointer. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Vassell. Mekhi Vassell drives into the paint, puts up a floater. No problem, says the senior. 4-2 Lions lead. Outside to Mumford, back up top to Cunningham. Cunningham between the circles. Moves to his right, now guarded by Law. Crosses down low to find Robinson. Puts up a floater off the right block. No good, but there to get the tip-in rebound is Nicholson. And then a quick turnover. Nobody on the floor knows the turnover. Shot from the left elbow is no good. Peyton Law had the board. Oh, but he stepped on the baseline, says one of the officials. Well, it was a good rebound there from Peyton Hall, but again, that turnover just kind of shocked everybody.
Yeah, we're used to seeing him crash the glass, like that, but just kind of unlucky to land on the line there. And yeah, you're right. That turnover just thrown straight in. I missed it almost. I wasn't even paying attention to it. And it was their ball.
Nicholson, great play there as he was going out of bounds to throw it off the shins of Geraldo Lane. So on the floor for the Blue Raiders, Jackson, Nicholson, Robinson, Cunningham, and Mumford. Freed Hardeman has Nixon, Law, Lane, Vassell, and Colbert. The inbound goes to Mumford. Now back to Cunningham. Cunningham just in front of the timeline. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Tries to get it off, goes beyond the arc, passes it off to one. Shot is up to beat the buzzer. It hits the front iron, and the rebound goes to Peyton Law. Law on the far wing, now to Mekhi Vassell, around the horn to Colbert. Colbert, the pink shoes, puts up a floater. Yes, sir.
And that's just a pretty move. Driving to his stronger right hand, going up off balance, gets it to go.
Freed Hardeman leads it 6-4, 17:08 to go in the first half. Mumford hands off to Robinson. Good ball movement by the Blue Raiders. Back to Robinson. Robinson for three. Short. Rebounded by Vassell. Quick pass up. It's 5-on-4. Back to Vassell. Vassell off the right block. Oh, just missed the and one, but he is fouled.
Unlucky not to get that one. Good transition offense, getting in the paint. Thought he had himself an and one. Unfortunately, just rimmed out, and he's going to go to the line for two.
Mekhi Vassell shooting 79% from the charity stripe this season. The Lions as a team shooting .765. That foul will be whistled on number 10, Cunningham. First free throw up and good.
It's kind of hard to see those numbers up from up here in the booth on those black jerseys. I'm having trouble telling who's who. But I believe their leading scorer this season is Kenyatta Carbone. I don't know how you say that. Carbon, okay.
Kenyatta Carbon, he is out.
Okay, he's out.
He is out. He is a scratch. Picked up a double technical against Bethel, and so has to have the mandatory sit-out. So that's a boon for the Lions.
Yes, and I'm glad that you told me that because I was wondering where he was. I'm thinking, I see Cunningham. I don't see any Carbon, 2 leading scorers on the season. But Cunningham will be most likely their main point of attack, averaging 16.1 points a game this season.
Aforementioned Cunningham hands it off to Nicholson now. Nicholson picks up his dribble right in front of Coach Stutz. Coach Stutz being the 6th defender there for a second.
Unfazed, though, wasn't he, Dustin?
Oh, yeah. Loses control of the ball. Not sure how that wasn't a travel as nobody touched it, but shot clock resets off to the far corner. Shot is up and good from the aforementioned Cunningham.
Yeah, and he's got a sweet lefty stroke. Not too tall, not too physically imposing, but they're going to look to him to score a lot of points tonight.
Julian Cunningham, a 5'11 junior out of Buffalo, New York. Makai Vassell to Colbert. Yes, sir. Long three-pointer.
He absolutely loves those. Do not give him too much space or he will do that exact thing.
Well, he and Phil Horton probably have those three-point contests. See how far back they can shoot it.
Yes, they do.
Nicholson with the basketball. Between the circles, goes to the right side where he finds Robinson. Robinson closely guarded by Nixon. Nixon got a handle on the ball, but the pass does get out. Closely guarded, outside up top to Cunningham. Cunningham's three-pointer is short, rebounded by Lane. I'll get it right eventually.
Lots of L's.
Vassell pulls up from about 16 feet, no good. Rebounded by Jackson of the Blue Raiders. Olsen Nicholson with the basketball, guarded by Law.
That was an interesting tango there between Law and, I guess that's number 3, Nicholson.
Long three-pointer off the mark, rebounded, comes down to Jackson, but there's a foul on the play. And we'll see the first line change, as we typically call it here at Freed-Hardeman. We don't have a first team and a second team. We got a first line and a second line.
That's right.
It's like hockey, 5 in, 5 out. We'll see Sam Powell, Brian Carter, Phil Horton, joined by Jordan Stevens. And who am I missing? Did I get everybody? Blake Dean.
Blake Dean, that's right. Yeah, Coach Stutz loves those platoon swaps, 5-for-5s. Always has since his days at Chester County, I know, and probably before that.
Barrett Burchiett steps in for the Blue Raiders. 6'9" forward out of Memphis. Just down the road. Burchiett with the ball here. Goes up top to find Cunningham. Cunningham guarded by Stevens. Cunningham puts the ball on the ground. Long three-pointer on the way off the right iron. Rebounded by Carter. Here's Blake Dean at the top of the key. Goes to the left to Carter. Carter thought about the long three-pointer. Instead goes down to Phil Horton. We're going to play volleyball for a little bit, but it's going to go out of bounds. Freed-Hardeman ball.
And that's the right look from Brian Carter, but just not enough oomph on that pass to get it through there, and there's also 3 defenders between Phil and the ball. So that's a tough pass to make. Maybe the right look, maybe not the right time.
New Blue Raider into the game is Jackson Edwards, a 6'7" senior out of Apopka, Florida.
I think Jordan Stevens has some sort of accessory problem, maybe, over there at the table. Not sure what was going on there exactly. It looks like he's good to go.
All is good. 19 on the timer as Blake Dean inbounds. Found Stevens. Stevens head fake the 3 up top to Carter. Carter for 3. No, Dean rather. Missed the three-pointer. Rebound. It comes down to Edwards. Mumford hands off to Cunningham. Cunningham resets the play. Driving with his left hand. Goes to the left side where he finds Mumford for 3. That rattles home.
Great help side defense from Dean. Got a hand on the ball, but unfortunately it cost him. Left his man wide open in the corner and made him pay.
Freed-Hardeman still leads it by 1. It's 11-10. 13:39 left to go, nearing the first media break. Bounce pass down to Horton. Horton in the paint, puts up a jump shot. That is no good. Rebound coming down to Edwards. Edwards goes back to Cunningham. Cunningham picks up his dribble, goes to the right side to Edwards. Edwards tries to heave it across the floor. Rather, that was Robinson trying to heave it across the floor, and it's going to be knocked out of play by Jordan Stevens.
I don't know if you noticed that, Dustin, but Edwards almost basically just set an illegal screen on Blake Dean just to get that mismatch in the paint. Blake Dean, though, kind of held his own down there. They didn't get the ball to him. Ended up being knocked out of bounds.
Matt Corey enters the game for the Blue Raiders of Lindsey Wilson College. Mumford with the basketball on the far wing, closely guarded by Brian Carter, and he's going to have to call timeout. Almost had that 5-second violation, closely guarded violation, and said he's going to call timeout. We'll take it with him, even though it's a 30-second timeout. 13-10 left to go. As now the Blue Raiders will have 9 seconds on the shot clock. After the first break, Corey, Cunningham, Burchett, Mumford, and Edwards on the floor for the Blue Raiders. Dean, Carter, Stevens, Powell, and Horton for the Maroon and White. The inbound finds Burchett, and then a steal. Taken away there by Jordan Stevens. But then Phil Horton trying to get a hold of the ball, tie up. And what's the call? Jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Lions. Kind of a loose play. Phil Horton getting lucky there. It was just a jump ball.
Yeah, it almost seemed like he never actually really had possession of it. Kind of just bobbling it around for about 7 seconds.
Jackson returning to the floor for Lindsey Wilson, 6'7" senior out of Kingston, New York. Stevens Euro steps in the lane, draws the foul.
That's a really nice rub motion from Sam Powell there. Kind of just didn't even set a complete screen, just a little rub off the two guys, or the one guy rather, that was guarding Jordan Stevens, but they both went with Sam. Expected him to pop out for a three. Jordan had a wide open route to the basket, forced one of the post players to make a foul. And I believe that was Cunningham who fouled underneath, or no? Or Mumford, maybe.
That was number 0, which is Jackson.
Okay, Jackson. They just have not updated on our stat sheet yet, as Stevens hits the first.
Jordan Stevens shooting 67% from the floor, or from the free throw line, rather. Second one is true. Burchett inbounds. Full court pressure put on now by the Lions. A deadly pressure, the defense the Lions are known for. Just getting across the timeline is Cunningham. Cunningham hands off to the right side to Corey. Now finds Mumford on the near wing. Mumford's going to back off, let the play develop more. 10 on the timer. Heaves it way outside to Corey, but Corey's going to step on the baseline, and that's a turnover.
Just ran out of space in that corner over there.
That's something I've always noticed about floors like these. You have the painted sideline and you have the actual line of play, and there's about an inch difference. So you think that the maroon is the line.
Yeah.
No, there's about 4 inches.
It is strange.
Long three-pointer by Sam Powell is no good. Rebounded by Corey. You see that on a lot of floors, and it confuses me, so I can't imagine these players.
Yeah, I'm not sure who designed that, but it just feels like a confusing part of the Smith-Kirk court as well as the others.
Three-pointer on the way from Burchett is good. And we have a brand new ball game, 13-13. Next break will bring us to our media timeout. Sam Powell between the circles to the left side to Carter. Brian Carter picks up a screen, driving in, heaves it across the court to Dean, who finds Jordan Stevens. Yes, sir.
Great ball movement, great switch of the play. Cross-court pass, and then Dean just making the extra one. Stevens loves to shoot him, gets 3.
Jordan Stevens up to 5 points on the afternoon. 16-13, the Lions lead with 11:20 to go. Mumford with the ball. He'll be fouled, though. And that should bring us to our first media timeout. And we will take it. Well, no, we won't take it with him. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I wish my name was Kate Cunningham. I would be an NBA star. No problem.
Thompson.
There it is.
The brain's not working today.
No worries. There's a Cunningham on the floor. Cade Cunningham in the NBA, obviously, for the professional fans out there.
Try to double check our shot clock. Gonna have to have at least one. Well, should have had 1 second off the shot clock, but they're saying not a full second elapsed. There it is.
There they go.
Inbound goes to find Burchett. Now to the right side. Burchett with the basketball closely guarded, and that's going to be tipped away. Oh, they're going to say it was last touched by Peyton Law. So the starters back on for the Lions. Nixon, Law, Lane, Vassell, and Colbert. Inbounded to Cunningham. Jackson, Nicholson, Corey, Cunningham, and Burchett. As that was a layup by Cunningham. Missed the shot. And then a foul on the rebound by Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson just trying to escort Vassell out of bounds there. Can't really do that. Illegal contact. Going to get called most every time.
Jason Nixon looks to the left side of Peyton Law. Law gets a screen from Colbert. Law underneath, just off the restricted circle. Missed the shot. Rebound coming down to the Blue Raiders. Cunningham has the basketball on the far wing. Goes down where he finds Corey. Corey, no-look pass out to Burchett for three off the front iron. Rebounded by Vassell. Vassell quickly covered up, but Geraldo Lane's going to come up with it. Lane going coast to coast, and we'll have a foul off the ball. Foul. It's going to be against Matt Corey. Jackson will exit. He's replaced by Edwards. Underneath his own halo is Jason Nixon. Finds Colbert. Colbert double teamed. Heaves it out up top to Peyton Law. Head fakes the three. Drives into the paint. Lays it up with the right hand. Money.
Good, strong finish. Peyton Law getting inside for two.
Quickly down the floor are the Blue Raiders, but Peyton Law is going to pick up a foul. Tried to get down there and stop the quick transition offense. Corey will exit. On for the Blue Raiders, Connor Robinson. Robinson takes the inbound as his Blue Raiders trailing the hosting Freed-Hardeman Lions 18-13. 10 minutes to go. Shot is up, about a triple pump fake. Missed the shot, still fighting for the rebound. Peyton Law's going to take it, but we're going to kind of play Jenga with it a little bit. And another shot attempt on the way, but that's going to be taken down. All right, now we got basketball. Peyton Law under the hoop, goes outside to Vassell. Vassell to Colbert, wide open for three, off the left iron, rebounded by Burchett. Robinson between the circles, now is going to hand it off to his point guard, is going to draw up the play. Nicholson driving to the baseline, now double teamed, wants to call for time. Jump ball is called, so it's going to stay with Lindsey Wilson. .11 seconds on the shot clock, 9:17 on the game clock. Freed-Hardeman leading 18-13. Inbound goes to the top to Robinson. Three-pointer upcoming from Cunningham. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's just a pretty shot from the wing.
No momentum on it. He just jumped and heaved it.
Nope. Most coaches would not advise that offensive possession. One pass shot, but it worked for them there.
18-16, Freed-Hardeman. Dalton Colbert for three, off the mark. Rebound comes down to Jason Nixon thanks to a tip by Geraldo Lane. But the ball gets away from Nixon, and it's going to go out of bounds. Mumford re-enters. So, tale of two teams. We've got one coming in almost every dead ball for the Blue Raiders to refresh the legs, but Freed-Hardeman are just the 5 in, 5 out every 8 or 9 minutes or so. Double checking our time is the referee. Lions currently shooting 43% from the floor, 6 for 14. The Blue Raiders 32%. They're 6 of 19. So they had reset the shot clock. And an alley-oop attempt to Geraldo Lane, but nobody's home.
Yep, seemed kind of forced. Not the best pass Peyton Law could have given. Would have been awesome if it had worked, but don't know how much Coach Stutz liked that one.
Full court pressure put on by the Lions. Jason Nixon closely guarding Robinson, who's going to find the outlet to Nicholson. Correction, that's Cunningham. Cunningham waving for motion. Heaves it way across the floor. Nearly took out the water on the top of the cooler. Garrett Klaus taking the ball. Trainer for the Lion basketball team. It's FHU ball. Nixon finds Lane. Geraldo Lane is going to drive into the lane. Misses his shot, but he'll be fouled.
It's a really late call from the ref. I thought he was going to let him play.
So Coach Starks for the Blue Raiders not happy with the late call either. So, I mean, just waiting on the result of the play, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I really don't like that, but it's kind of just a part of the officiating in today's game. Not my favorite, but I thought it was decent defense, but we will not turn down free throws.
Chris Starks, the bench balls for the Blue Raiders in his 4th season. Jason Nixon hits his first free throw, making it 19-16 in favor of the home team. Second free throw is on the money.
Geraldo Lane, not thought of as a shooter, shooting about 84% from the stripe this year, so 2 pretty easy ones for him.
Cunningham takes it across the timeline with 3 seconds to spare. Backing up, closely guarded by Geraldo Lane. Lane gets a screen. Picked up the ball, hands it off to Robinson. Robinson picks up his dribble, just off the left elbow. Now goes down to the left block to Burchett. Long three-pointer, good. Wow. Whew. Cunningham shooting the lights out for the Blue Raiders. That's 9, all of them from long range.
And that one was from a different area code.
He shot that one from Columbia.
My goodness.
Good pass. Dunk there by Geraldo Lane. Beautiful pass from Mekhi Vassell.
Yes, great pass and rocking the rim right in front of the section where the baseball team would have loved that one had they not been away playing today.
They're out across the street having a scrimmage as they're getting set for their season opener a week from yesterday. Planning to go down to Mobile, but talking with the skipper this morning, Mobile apparently still has some snow on their field. You don't hear that very often.
No.
May have to come up here. Of course, this SID not too happy with the fact that baseball's going to start in a week and a half. I'm still used to just being basketball. I'm about to have 6 sports again. Second 5, I should say, out for the Lions now. Inbound, tipped by Phil Horton, but Burchett's going to take control of it. Cunningham off the left block, puts it up, blocked by Phil Horton, and Horton's going to take the rebound. Horton finds Brian Carter. Carter's going to cross the timeline out to Sam Powell. Tried the alley-oop. Powell missed the oop. That's the second missed alley-oop today.
Yes, it is. Good vision from Carter to see that, but the defense recovered just in time.
Cunningham and his 9 points on the right wing. Hands off now to Robinson. Underhands to Nicholson. That's going to be tipped and stolen by Sam Powell. It's 2-on-2. Powell euros underneath. Wild shot. And another late whistle. Called on Robinson, and that's going to send Sam Powell to the charity stripe.
Yeah, second time we've seen a whistle kind of after the shot was missed, but I do think that's the right call there. Sam definitely gets hacked on his way up. Definitely affected the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Powell's first free throw on the way and good. Matt Corey back in for Lindsey Wilson, as is Edwards. Sam Powell on the year. 9 for 13 from the charity stripe. So doesn't shoot very many free throws for a forward. Second one is good. Lions 8 for 8 from the charity stripe in this first half of play. Still 6.5 to go. Cunningham crosses midcourt. Freed Hardeman leads it 24-19. Nicholson with the basketball between the circles. Goes to the left side to Edwards. Edwards hands off to Mumford. Mumford inside the lane, off the window, and good.
And that's not an easy shot. That's off the center of the glass, not from any angle in particular. Gets it to fall for him, though.
Three-pointer on the way from Jordan Stevens is short. The rebound's going to come down to Edwards.
Yeah, probably not the greatest percentage shot for the 32% three-point shooter. Kind of off balance, kind of coming off some movement. But he'll shoot them. He loves to shoot them.
Foul's going to be called on Sam Powell. He don't believe it. And it should be a little break. He deserves one every once in a while. It will be Lindsey Wilson basketball in their half of the court. Brian Carter guarding. And now goes and finds Corey on the far wing. He's going to hand off now to the top of the key around the horn to Cunningham. Cunningham back to Mumford. Mumford with seconds off the shot clock. It's going to be shot up, missed, but Edwards gets the board. Edwards heaves it back to Mumford. Wide open is Cunningham. Can't do that.
Nope. Dangerous from pretty much everywhere all over the court.
Can't do that, and Cunningham ties us up at 24 each. Blake Dean goes behind his back. Closely guarded by Corey. Puts up a wild shot. No good, and a foul. And the entire Lindsey Wilson bench is up in arms after that. Apoplectic are the Blue Raiders.
I don't blame them either. I didn't see much on that one. And they've had a couple where they just feel like they got robbed a little bit. Ball misses, then the whistle goes. But maybe they got some kind of lecture, the refs, on calling them late.
Blake Dean at the charity stripes, going to hit the first of two. Second one on the way, and it's good. Lions a perfect 10 for 10 from the free throw line. And more full court press put on by Freed Hardeman.
Got to get it over.
Mumford has it on the near wing. Well, goes between the circles. Calling the play is Cunningham. Cunningham guarded by Dean. Cunningham with a pull-up jumper. Wow.
He is hot, Dustin, and there's really no stopping him right now. We've got hands in his face. Doesn't matter.
I mean, Blake Dean did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yes,
guarded him, had his hand in the face, and that's 12 points, 4 for, where'd it go? 5 for 6 from deep is Cunningham. Bill Horton goes to Carter for 3. No. Rebound. Goes down. It's a 3-point differential right now. Lindsey Wilson 7 for 12 from long range. Freed Hardeman are 2 for 8. Live by the 3, you die by the 3 sometimes.
And this performance right now for Cunningham is reminiscent of the point guard from Central Baptist. I forget his name.
Sage Bourbon.
That's the one. Could not miss. And here he goes again.
Off the back iron. And the rebound is Edwards, and Edwards is fouled in the process. More importantly, with that three-pointer by Cunningham, the Blue Raiders have taken a 1-point lead, 27-26. And Coach Stutz seen enough of that lineup, but he's going to send out Jason Nixon, Makai Vassell, and Geraldo Lane to join Jordan Stevens and Sam Powell. Cunningham been on the floor all 17-plus minutes. Underneath, blocked by Sam Powell. Great job by Powell to go straight up in the air.
Beautiful job, and he got the block in the latter half of the jump.
Here's Vassell up and under. Good.
Woo! That's pretty right there. On the reverse, Makai Vassell gets himself two.
Vassell taking that pass from Geraldo Lane, giving the Lions back the lead. It's 28-27. Burchett going to the far side to Robinson. Robinson back to Cunningham. Cunningham got to guard him there. He'll shoot it and probably make it. Cunningham to the right side, one-touch pass. Robinson, Cunningham. There he is for that long three-pointer. That one's short. Geraldo Lane takes the board.
Yeah, Makai Vassell picking him up. Close to half court, getting him out of rhythm a little bit.
Geraldo Lane, wild free layup, trying to draw the foul. Unsuccessful. Blue Raider ball.
There
Cunningham.
he is. Got to step out to him.
Wide open for three, so it's no surprise there that he drains it.
Got to step out to him. It's hard because it's in transition, but you got to know where he is at all times. He's got 18, and we're in the first half with a minute left to go.
Vassell
2 minutes.
Head fakes the three. Goes to Stevens, whose three-pointer is off the mark. Rebound coming to Cunningham. Blue Raiders leading 30-28. Minute 45 to go in the opening half. Top of the key is Burchett. Now goes back to Cunningham. Cunningham to a cutting Burchett. Outside to Mumford for three. Money.
And are these guys shooting from three-point land or what?
Blue Raiders now 9 for 16 from deep.
Man, they're hot.
Lions 2 for 9. Blue Raiders on a 6-0 run. Here's Jordan Stevens for three. Yes, sir. That'll break a cold spell, and Coach Stutz wants a timeout. Is he going to get it? Finally does. Jordan Stevens finally breaks a 6-0 run by the Blue Raiders and makes it 33-31, 69 seconds to go before the break.
Keeping them in it right now. 10 for 10. And without those, it could be a totally different looking game. They've played clean defense, not allowed the Blue Raiders to get to the line, and they themselves have, and they've converted when they've been there. So that's a big part of this game, too.
Baseline to work with. Cunningham inbounds, or rather Mumford inbounds to Cunningham. Cunningham crosses midcourt, guarded by Stevens. Stevens tried for the steal. Cunningham into the paint, and we are going to have a foul off the ball. And that will be the 7th foul, so that's going to go to the line for the 1-and-1 is Cunningham.
And if you're Jordan, I don't think you want to give up leverage right there as Cunningham gets inside the paint and makes something happen, and he's going to go to the line. He kind of tries to wrap around, get the little back tap, get a steal, but...
Well, it's Blake Dean that got whistled with the violation.
Okay, yeah, but Jordan, I guess, got left in the dust, you could say, and which caused Blake to have to foul. And I don't know if you want to cheat like that. I think you just want to stay solid, get a hand in his face, keep him from shooting. He gets to attack there, gets to the line.
Southpaw does hit the first of two and makes the second one. 35-31. Jason Nixon to Geraldo Lane, now to Makai Vassell. Vassell on the near wing, spins around, puts up a contested shot. Good.
That's pretty. Makai Vassell in his bag right there.
Vassell up to 8 points, leading the Lions. Cunningham, about 10 seconds separate game from shot clock. Mumford on the near wing, drives to the right side, now to Cunningham. Cunningham at the top of the key, guarded by Sam Powell, goes to the right, puts up a float over the left hand, that's off the mark. Rebound is last touched by Freed Hardeman. That's a good call.
I think it is too. Baseline ref couldn't really see it, looked to his partner in arms, and he gets it right, I think. I think it kind of swings off of, I believe it was Sam, after the tip from one of the Blue Raider players.
Sam Powell goes out, Phil Horton in. Phil Horton's going to tip the inbound out. Now finds Geraldo Lane. Lane with a lane, and he's going to slam it home. Pow!
That is beautiful defense, beautiful finish.
And just like that, Geraldo Lane ties the game at 35 each, but we have a foul underneath. Who did he call that on?
Did he get Phil?
He did.
I'm not really sure. I think he was trying to steal the inbounds pass. I didn't really see all that much contact following his assist to Geraldo Lane, who put down the hammer. But they got him on a foul, and that's going to be his first, I believe.
Line, I believe that is Nicholson's going to take two, or take 1 and 1 rather. Now he'll take two. Yes, it is Nicholson. So 3.9 seconds. Freed Hardeman had a tie. And now 3 of the 5 Blue Raiders are in the backcourt. Sam Powell also in the backcourt trying to sneak his way. Maybe they're not looking at him. Free throw coming. No good. Rebounded by Vassell. Vassell finds Nixon. Nixon loses control of it. He's going to have to throw something up. It is no good. Not able to get the shot off, and we will head to intermission. It is a 1-point game. Freed Hardeman trails 36-35. Lions again at halftime trailing the Police.
I think on the flip side, Freed Hardeman, I mean, the main thing they're talking about is putting a stop to that guy.
Right.
And so I think they're probably going to send a lot of doubles, a lot of high pressure his way. And if that's the case, I think Lindsey Wilson would be wise to use him as a decoy and get some other guys some pretty open looks. As Geraldo drives in, gets fouled. But I do think that Freed Hardeman is just going to keep playing. They're going to keep grinding this one out. I mean, Cunningham did play 20 minutes, so he's going to get tired. Freed Hardeman's a big physical team, so they're never going to quit. And I do think that they're probably just going to say, let's keep doing what we're doing, weather the storm. And I guess I hope that he misses some because they've had a hard time even playing good defense, letting them miss. So
a foul on Jackson. So on the floor for Lindsey, starting 5 for both squads, Jackson, Nicholson, Robinson, Cunningham, and Mumford. For the Blue Raiders, Freed Hardeman has Nixon, Law, Lane, Vassell, and Colbert. Second free throw is good as well. So Freed Hardeman now takes a 37-36 lead. And what a play.
Wow. Full court pressure right out the gate. Peyton Law gets a hand. Dalton Colbert right there puts it up and in.
So blink, and it's now 39-36. As Cunningham takes it, as the Blue Raiders moving left to right now.
And you'll see they've got Geraldo Lane sticking to him like glue. They will switch off like they like to do.
Going to be tipped out by Geraldo Lane. Guy Vassell and Peyton Law looking towards the bench, willing them to keep the momentum up.
Yeah, I think that's a statement right there. You can see, because Geraldo's probably one of our better defenders, sticking to Cunningham like glue.
And Mekhi Vassell knocking that one out, and so shot clock stays at 14 now, 13 and a half, or rather 19 and a half, 30 seconds into the second half. And a timeout needed to be called. Freed Hardeman has come out storming, scoring 4 unanswered points, have knocked the ball away twice, and now has forced a 30-second timeout. So we've crossed midcourt, and that's about it. We've had the ball knocked away twice, and now in order to avoid the 5-second violation, we got a timeout called.
Yeah, I really like Freed Hardeman coming out in full court press, kind of saying, you're going to play our game this half, making a statement coming out the gate.
Cunningham inbounds. He was left wide open for longer than I would have hoped for, but Jackson is underneath and puts up the layup. Jason Nixon goes to the right side, now to Peyton Law. Finds Geraldo Lane on the near wing to Vassell. One-touch pass to Nixon to Colbert. Colbert for 3. No. Mekhi Vassell.
Yep, got grabbed.
Had the rebound and was also fouled in the process of grabbing said rebound. Foul's going to be whistled on Nicholson. It's his first. 2 quick fouls. We're not even a minute into the second half. Vassell takes it. Here's Nixon on the near wing.
Ooh, Mekhi Vassell comes open on the cut to the basket for a second.
Ooh, Vassell
get it to him.
Vassell nearly stepped out of bounds. Of course, with those bright orange shoes, it's pretty obvious when you do so. And same thing here as Dalton Colbert, them bright pink shoes, stepped on the sideline. And the referee blows the whistle and points towards the Lindsey Wilson basket. (39-38). Freed Hardeman leads. 18:49 to go in the game. Wow. More offensive pressure. And another timeout is called by Lindsey Wilson. And we'll take it with them. On the other side, Coach Stark takes the entire 60 seconds of the full timeout.
And Dustin, we got to this sideline inbound from Colbert stepping on the line, stepping out of bounds. I looked down at the stat sheet thinking, oh, how many turnovers we have? We have 3 in the whole game. So some really clean basketball being played by the Lions to this point. That's one of the very few turnovers that they've committed today.
There's Robinson. Robinson finds Mumford on the near wing. Mumford fakes the bounce pass. Now goes to his right. Now dribbles to his left. Top of the key to Robinson. Robinson driving. Puts up a shot. That's going to be blocked. Oh, no. Foul's going to be called. Thought it was going to be a... Okay, they're calling it on... Okay, so Mekhi Vassell and Peyton Law went up. Law blocked it, but Vassell at the same time got a little too much skin. First free throw is off the mark. Score stays 39-38.
And Peyton will probably be a little disappointed that Mekhi kind of ruined his block there, but that's the type of thing that happens, just aggressive defense.
Team leader in blocks. He'll take any as he can get, Will Peyton Law.
Yes, he will.
Second free throw is on the mark. We're knotted up at 39 each. Jason Nixon takes the inbound. Full court press put on now by the Blue Raiders. Vassell to Nixon. Nixon goes to the left side to Lane. Lane gets a screen from Law. Driving, and he slips.
I hate to see that.
Oh, that's a tough turnover.
Yeah.
Lane thought that he had been caused to fall. And said it was just perspiration that caused him to fall.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that was up to his shoes or something off balance or the floor being somewhat slick. But you never want to see one of your better players go down like that. I felt that one from up here.
Cunningham takes it. He drives into the lane. Shot is up over the hand. But there to get the tip-in dunk is Nicholson. Wow.
That's an emphatic putback.
41-39 is the score. Blue Raiders leading Freed Hardeman. Peyton Law going, and an easy shot up and underneath. Back to a 41 all tie. Going out, there's Peyton Law getting the steal. Also the team leader in steals. Colbert thought about the three, instead goes down to Lane, outside to Nixon. Nixon for three. No, off the back iron, rebounded by Colbert. Colbert to Law, back to Nixon. Second offensive rebound for the Lions this game. Law, plenty on the timer, he'll go off the glass and good.
He says, you're going to dunk in my house? Well, here's 4 points for you, right back to back. Take this.
43-41. Outside to Robinson. To the left side to Mumford. Mumford on the far wing, hands it off to Cunningham. Cunningham driving into the lane. His shot is up, but he is fouled on the attempt. Mekhi Vassell whistled with the iniquity.
Cunningham, who shot the ball so well tonight, only a 73% free throw shooter on the season. And he'll shoot two right here.
Blue Raiders, not many attempts in the first half, 4 for 6. It's just their 7th attempt of the evening, and he makes that one. Edwards into the game for Lindsey Wilson. Both head coaches wanting a word with our referee standing at midcourt. As the second free throw is good, ties us up at 43. Nixon gets a screen, backs off to Vassell, one touches to Lane. By way of Law, Lane off the left block. Lane loses control of it, and it's going to be taken away by Mumford.
Uncharacteristic turnover for Giraldo right there.
Cunningham goes behind the back, goes outside to a wide open Nicholson. Off the mark. And Dalton Colbert gets the rebound, but then Hail Marys it and intercepted by Mumford. Three-pointer by said Mumford. No good. Rebound. Lane had it, but he had it on the baseline. And so that first 5, that did just such a good job to start the second half, will now take a well-deserved breather. And on comes the second line, Jordan Stevens, Brian Carter, Blake Dean, Phil Horton, and Sam Powell will be on the court for Freed Hardeman. Bounce pass goes to Mumford. Mumford on the left block. Shot is up, no good. Rebound, tipped around. And it is Mumford that will get his own rebound. Mumford, it's going to be tipped off, and it's Lindsey Wilson ball.
Nice defense there by Brian Carter underneath, getting up, not smacking down on the opponent, just going straight up, forces a miss, kind of gets knocked around, stays with Lindsey Wilson, but good to see.
Cunningham inbounds to find, I believe that's Nicholson. Rather, that's Corey. Corey back to Cunningham on the far corner. Crosses the court to Mumford. Mumford for 3, short. Rebounded by Phil Horton. Horton goes to his left to get around the defender. Calls for a screen. Tried to get it to Stevens, and Horton and Stevens miscommunication.
I hate that. I hate it.
you could see it happen. Horton saying, hey, come here.
Yep.
Well, you jinxed us, Kay.
Same one as in the first half. Same play. Just made the wrong cut. Threw it straight out of bounds.
You had mentioned the turnovers. Lions have 3 turnovers in the last minute and a half.
Yep.
That's all you, buddy.
Sorry. Sorry, Lions fans. My bad.
Cunningham at the top of the key. Goes to his left. Wild shot. That's such a strange release. I mean, his legs are almost at a 45-degree angle when he starts the shot. And as he's up in the air, his legs are like a cat's legs and just flings back to, square to the basket.
Yeah, and for me, that's all core strength because his legs are obviously every which way. He's able to keep his arms and the body face to the basket, stroke it home.
Foul underneath this. Cunningham's three-pointer, and Coach Tutt's not happy with the defense his team is playing right now.
And I don't even remember who was guarding him, but they were pretty tight to him. I mean, that's just a good shot. He's hit him tonight, like we've said. And he did. I think it was maybe Dean on him. Expected him to shoot it. He kind of just launched into a shot from just receiving a pass, maybe dribbling. I forget, but unexpected shot. Knocks it down.
Phil Horton at the charity stripe. First free throw is no good. Lions down by 3. Second on its way, and it is good.
Good shot, Phil.
Scores now 46-44 in favor of the visiting Blue Raiders. Jackson underneath. Sam Powell, I think, had a hand on it. But then in the rebound, we'll have a foul on Powell.
Powell not too appreciative of that call.
Oh, they're saying it was on the shot. I thought it was on the rebound attempt.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. If it's on the shot, they called it super late.
They are sending him to the line to shoot 2.
That's interesting.
First free throw is good. (47-44). Jackson raises his second, and it's on the mark. It's a 2-possession game. The Blue Raiders leading by 4, their largest lead, 5. Blake Dean takes the inbound. Blake Dean spins around, off the window, and good. Blake Dean did it all by himself.
Tough finish. Great body control, great dribble moves to get into the paint. Puts it home with the right hand.
Cunningham passes to Corey, back to Cunningham on the near wing. Cunningham drives to his left, crosses over, up for 3, short. Jordan Stevens gets the rebound, is hooked. There's a foul on the rebound attempt. 13:50. Fourth personal foul whistled on the Blue Raiders in this half. Mumford will exit. Burchett on for the Blue Raiders. Dean takes it on the far wing. Sam Powell getting hugged at the top of the key. Now to Phil Horton. Horton underneath, spins around, hands off to Stevens. Stevens goes out to Dean. Dean for a long two. Short, rebounded by Burchett. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham goes outside to Corey. Corey head fakes the three, goes to Robinson. Robinson shuffles his feet, goes to the right side, back to Corey. Cunningham takes it between the circles. 15 left on the shot clock, 13-14 left to go. Freed Hardeman trails it 48-46. Cunningham on the left wing, goes behind his back, finds Robinson. Robinson has to get a shot off, does. Short, rebounded by Horton. It's 3-on-0, and Sam Powell pulls back. The Lions had a wide open shot. Here's Powell for three. Yes, sir.
You know what, Dustin? Three is more than two.
We'll take that.
It's almost like he was thinking that in the back of his mind. I'm going to stop right quick. We don't want to lay up. Let me just shoot three instead.
Freed Hardeman's defense being stifling. 1 for 7 of their last shots are the Blue Raiders. But that one being the big three-pointer from Cunningham. Corey takes it. Dribbles up the side. Tries to find an open player. Nearly had the 5-second closely guarded. Robinson's shot is up, no good. And referees signaling both players to go to the benches as Corey flung Sam Powell down to the ground. Actually, it'll be 2 shots and the ball for Freed Hardeman on the flagrant 1. Were it a flagrant 2, it would be 2 shots, the ball, and the player is ejected, but they're going to call it a flagrant 1, which is probably the right call.
I'd say so, yeah.
Powell's first free throw on the money. Lions up 50-48. And the second rattles out. Lions have a 50-48 lead, 14 seconds before the media break. Freed Hardeman basketball now with that 2-point lead. Lions on a 6-0 run. As I was talking, I'd mentioned during pregame, Hall of Famer Anthony Sampson here in the gym, talking with him that's kind of the difference. Offensive foul is going to be whistled there. As the Lions will go down the court, that's as you get later in the game. Now, Freed Hardeman's got 10 solid players. So
that's true.
The depth of Freed Hardeman, even though you're in the late of the game, you still got good minutes to go.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Lindsey Wilson has several guys who have been playing 20, 23. I mean, Cunningham's played the entire game, hadn't sat yet. And so you'd like to think that they'd get worn out, and as Freed is continuously more and more deep.
Three-pointer coming from Corey. No good. Rebounded by Brian Carter. That foul earlier whistled on Jordan Stevens. The wraparound offensive foul. Carter goes up top to Stevens. Stevens dribbles to his left, spins around, goes outside, but a foul called on the floor first.
I think they're going to get Cunningham with that one.
And that will bring us to the media break. Freed Hardeman leads it by Welcome back to Lion Basketball on the Lion Digital Network. Freed Hardeman basketball under their own hoop. Here's Peyton Law, and the first 5 back out for Freed Hardeman. Well, mostly the first 5. Almost turned it over. Jordan Stevens had lost control of the ball, but the defense wasn't looking. Foul off the ball, and it's going to be a 1-and-1 as Corey gets picked up for his 3rd personal foul. On the floor for Freed Hardeman, Peyton Law, Jason Nixon, Jordan Stevens, Phil Horton, and Geraldo Lane. For the Blue Raiders, Jackson, Corey, Robinson, Cunningham, and Burchett. make one, get a second, and he'll get to have that second after making the first 1 and 1. Horton and Law getting set in the back court. Second free throw is right on the money. 52-48, Freed Hardeman leads. Full court pressure put on by Freed Hardeman. And Cunningham, I think he lost his shoe a little bit, hopping up and down, but running quickly. Oh, he is. Something's up with his, he's kind of holding on to his left ankle gingerly a little bit is Cunningham. Keep an eye on that. Cunningham on the near wing, driving to his left. Tipped by Peyton Law, and he's going to get the steal, does Law. Now to Stevens. Stevens floats it up and one.
Great take. Attacking the hole strong. 2 points and a free throw coming up for Jordan Stevens.
Jordan Stevens lays it up and gets it in. And gets the and one. I think Cunningham just lost a bit of his shoe there as he's retying that left boot. Corey gets whistled with his 4th personal foul, so he'll take a seat for a while.
You're right, though. He is limping on that left ankle a little bit. Maybe he just rolled it, I'd imagine, or else he may have to come out and get it tended to, but maybe just walk it off.
Rattles the old-fashioned three-point play in, 55-48. And this is now the largest lead either team has had. Underneath, shot is up and no good. Freed Hardeman ball. Blue Raiders have missed their last 4 shots. They have not made a basket since that three-pointer by Cunningham at 14:55. We're now at 10:30. Here's Jordan Stevens. Stevens pulls up for 3. No. Rebound coming down to the Blue Raiders. Lions on an 11-0 run in the last 3:52. Here's Cunningham, guarded by Nixon. Cunningham now goes to the left side. Back to the right where he finds Nicholson. Nicholson to Robinson. 8 on the timer. Three-pointer on the way. No. Rebound fought for. Geraldo Lane has it. Geraldo Lane is slung back, and that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, just got grabbed, going down to the ground there, fighting for the loose ball, as he does so well.
So Geraldo Lane will now go to shoot the free throw as Jackson picks up his 4th personal foul.
It's hurting Lindsey Wilson a lot right now that they're in the bonus already with 10 minutes left to go. That's not something you want to see if you're a Blue Raider faithful. Lions shooting lots of free throws you'd expect for the remainder of the remainder of the game.
And they've been shooting the ball well from the free throw line. And that's 2 players in foul trouble, 4 fouls each. Jackson with 4 fouls, Corey with 4 fouls, and he misses the front half of the 1-and-1, rebounded by Burchett. Cunningham drives into the lane, plants, shoots, misses. Peyton Law gets the board. Peyton Law looks to his left to Lane, back to Law. Law in the paint, muscles it in.
Strong move, Peyton Law. Love that, kind of gathers it like a running back, taking the handoff from the quarterback to protect that ball. As soon as he clears the defender, just goes up, off glass, beautiful.
Stellar football player for the Calhoun Jackets. And showing that off here, and the Blue Raiders have had all they want to handle, and they're going to call a timeout, so we'll take it with them. 9 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in this contest, and Freed in a bit of foul trouble. Daviel Jackson and Matt Corey both with 4 fouls. And it will be Lindsey Wilson basketball in front of their own bench. Alston Nicholson's going to do the honors to inbound. Closely guarded by Jordan Stevens. He's got to get it off quick. He finally does. Then Jason Nixon's going to be whistled with a foul. Try it again. And Foul's going to be called on Geraldo Lane. Inbound to Burchett. Now back to Cunningham. Cunningham dribbles to his left, guarded by Lane. Goes around the back. Heaves it across the floor to Robinson. Robinson for three. That's good. That breaks a dry spell of 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Here's all right, I need to go to my split box to look at this comparison for you. We talked about the, there's a great job by Jordan Stevens.
Wow, thought he was going to drop the hammer. Kind of got up there, realized I'm a little off balance. Let me just lay this in safe land.
We'll take the 2 points.
Yes, we will.
We talked about Freed Hardeman's depth. That has paid dividends here in this game as Freed Hardeman's bench has scored 26 points. Lindsey Wilson's a grand total of 3 points coming off the bench.
Wow.
Here's Cunningham on the right wing, puts up a shot, tries to draw the foul, and does.
And you feel for Phil Horton right there in that situation. Tough spot to be put in. You see the guy who's got 25 points at this point in the game lining up for three, and you're like, I need to get out there, but then you don't want to foul, just gets caught in a little bit too much. Shot ends up being way off, kind of bails him out. And that's just not one you want to see, but Cunningham will go to the line to shoot three.
First on the way is good. Sam Powell and Blake Dean will enter. They'll have to wait, though. You got to shoot 2 first of these 3. Looks like Mumford is readying to come in for the second, or after this second shot. Referee's held up the wrong number. Forgot that he has 2 more shots upcoming. Southpaw lines up and knocks it down. Powell and Dean will enter to replace Horton and Nixon. Mumford comes on to take the place of Edwards. Third free throw coming is good. Lions will go on a road trip after this. They will take on Cumberland in Lebanon, then visit Campbellsville, then visit Bethel before returning home to face the Phoenix on February 13th. Dean goes outside to Stevens, now to Law. Law drives into the paint, spins off, goes to Dean. Dean for 3. No, off the back iron, rebounded by Cunningham. Next broadcast of the Lion Digital Network, get this, February 4th, Freed Hardeman baseball against Rust. That's going to get tough getting used to.
Yes, it is. More sports in action.
Cunningham to the left side. Foul on the floor. And going to the line for the 1-and-1. Both teams in the bonus now. Freed Hardeman actually in the double bonus on the next foul. So again, I'd mentioned baseball scheduled to begin next Friday in Mobile. And the first home game slated for February 4th. Again, if you were here with us earlier, we mentioned that Coach Trask discussing with the Rams coaching staff about the state of the field in Mobile. Those might turn into home games next Friday and Saturday. Just keep an eye on GoFHULions.com. Follow us all on all of our social medias, and we'll let you know about those. As Mumford hits the first of 2. Or rather, the first and now gets a second, makes them both. 1 possession game. Freed Hardeman 59. Lindsey Wilson 56. Powell finds Dean. Dean between the circles, goes to the right side to Stevens. Stevens head fakes the 3, instead will pull up his dribble, or start his dribble, and then a foul, which will send the Freed Hardeman to the line in the double bonus.
This game's starting to get a little bit more chippy here down this home stretch. I know Powell and number 23, Mumford, were getting into it a little bit, just bumping, nudging, jostling for position a second ago. So you'd imagine that probably will only get worse as the game goes on.
Jordan Stevens will shoot 2 in the double bonus. He makes the first. Well, Powell is out to be replaced by Phil Horton. Jordan Stevens currently leading the Lions with 15 points. Geraldo Lane right behind him with 10. Second from Stevens is good. Nicholson checks out, replaced by Jackson. Cunningham will slowly work his way across the floor. Could have been a travel, instead tipped away by Peyton Law. Boy, tough time getting a handle on it was Burchett. Finally gets it out to Cunningham. 8 seconds on the timer. Cunningham pulls up for a long three. Off the back iron, Stevens gets the rebound. Jordan Stevens feeling it today. Goes off the right block, shot up, no good, left block rather. Taken by Cunningham. Cunningham behind the back, gets a screen. Mumford off the window and good.
That's a really nice finish. Kind of went up with his palm on top of the ball, thought he might throw it down, and just kind of put some backspin on it off the backboard. Gets it to fall.
61-58. Freed Hardeman clinging to that three-point lead. Peyton Law under, spins around. The ball is going to spin around about 9 times before finally flushing home.
Peyton spins, the ball spins, we all spin. 2 points. Come on.
Watching that, you get a little bit dizzy.
Yes,
it's now 63.
Balls, I would say, because they've been a bit sloppy with it, the Blue Raiders have. And then making sure to box out and keep winning the rebound battle, because it's 27-23 in favor of Lindsey Wilson. And I think we've maybe won it in the second half, but overall they've beat us. So definitely improve on the rebounding, just getting to those loose balls.
Jason Nixon almost forces a turnover, instead going coast to coast is Robinson. He misses the shot underneath, and we have a foul going to be whistled. Jackson will go to the line to shoot 2. We mentioned the three-point shooting. Lindsey Wilson 9 of 16 in the first half, just 2 for 9 here in the second half with 5:55 left. And we welcome you back in, as it is Burchett that will go to the line in the place of his teammate who has fouled out. So Sam Powell will enter after Burchett hits the first free throw. Second on its way, and it is good. 63-60, Jason Nixon has the ball. Here's Sam Powell.
Oh, hate to see that.
You could see it from up here.
Yes, you could.
So not too much argument for Coach Stutz there.
And those were only Burchett's 4th and 5th free throws of the entire season. Knocks them both down. Big-time shots.
And that is a big turnover, as now the Blue Raiders have the ball, and a three-point shot could tie the game, which they've done well. 11 for 25 are the Blue Raiders. Mumford has it. Going to the left side, into the paint, goes outside. Three-pointer on the way. No. Rebound coming down to Peyton Law. Law has it, finds Nixon. Corey back on. Keep an eye on Corey, as he also has 4 fouls. No-look pass, and good. What a pass by Peyton Law. Looks towards the top of the key, instead flinks it to his right to Geraldo Lane, who puts it in the hoop and gets called for a foul.
And Geraldo Lane just tells the defense, go to the weight room. I'm stronger than you. I'm going to get my 2 points. And I'm going to the line while I'm at it.
Mumford picks up his 3rd personal foul. Score is now 65-60, make it 66-60. After the old-fashioned three-point play from Geraldo Lane. Cunningham goes to the left side. Here's Mumford. Mumford spins around, and a foul. It's going to be called down on the floor. Of course, at this point, it doesn't really matter where the foul is called. Both teams are in the double bonus. Jordan Stevens will have his 4th foul.
Pace of the game slowed down quite a bit. Lots of fouls, lots of stoppages. We've played about 2 minutes of action in the past 10 minutes, it feels like.
Free throw from Mumford is good. Give Mumford 15 points. Sam Powell returns to replace Phil Horton. Mumford takes his 2nd free throw, and it is good. And Horton in for Stevens. All right, if Horton was going to come in for Sam Powell, he would not be able to, but because he's coming in for a different player, he can. Sam Powell with the ball, goes to the right side to Lane. Lane back to Horton, to Jason Nixon. Nixon goes down low to find Law off the left block. Law posting up, spins, hook, good.
Good shot, banging around in the paint.
There's a reason he's on the Bevo Award watch list for the best player in college basketball that is not at the D1 level.
And I don't think too many NAIA players want to go head-to-head with him.
Not a chance.
Anywhere on the floor, definitely not inside.
Cunningham between the circles. Drives into the paint. Blocked by Peyton Law, and that's going to go out of bounds. Well, we'll take it. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Freed Hardeman 3 for their last 3. FHU up 68-62. Outside to Mumford. His 3-pointer is off the mark. Peyton Law had the rebound. And kind of a strange play there. Here's Sam Powell. Hey, boy, everybody's going flying to the ground. That's a hockey going on here. Cunningham outside to Mumford. Thought about the 3-pointer. Goes back to Cunningham on the near corner. Cunningham head fakes the 3. Goes underneath, and he'll be fouled on his way to the hoop.
Looks like they might tag Jason Nixon with that one for a little reach in, and yeah, they will. And that'll be his 3rd.
20 fouls for Freed Hardeman, 19 for Lindsey Wilson. 3:47 left to go. Freed Hardeman up 68-62. 2 free throws upcoming. First is good. Freed Hardeman 20 for 23 from the charity stripe. Lindsey Wilson 17 of 19. Make it 18 of 20 after that first free throw. Second coming. Short. Peyton Law takes the rebound.
And would you look who it is under the basketball goal to our right? It's the baseball team. You guys will see them whenever Lindsey Wilson has the ball back, but they always add some great support, great enthusiasm to these games.
Jordan Stevens spins around. Nice touch by Stevens.
And is he feeling himself tonight or what? 19 for him on the night.
An extra storyline with Lindsey Wilson's girls basketball team up where the baseball team usually sits. Jordan Stevens now tying his season high of 19. Shot us up, and he'll be fouled. And if that's on Jordan Stevens, then his night will end with a season high of 19. No, the foul's on Sam Powell. No, yeah. It is on Sam Powell. Sam Powell picks up his 4th. Free throw up and good.
And that's now 30 for Cunningham on the night. 9 for 10 from the stripe.
So the Lions have held him from his 3-point shooting. However, he's made up for it from the free throw line. Law inbounds to find Nixon. Jordan Stevens between the circles. Stevens thought about the 3-pointer, instead goes outside to Nixon. Nixon also thought about the 3, now to Law. Law goes into the paint. What a play, Peyton Law.
Great drive. Splits the defenders. Once again, tucks that ball away. safety of his arm. Throws it off the glass and in.
And Law just playing pinball down there. Not afraid to draw contact. Cunningham with it. Shakes Sam Powell off and takes a 2-point shot.
Yeah, they kind of snatched a little bit of the momentum from Freed with that shot right there. Seeing one of your guys go to the ground and then hit a shot.
Stevens drives into the paint. Tries to put up a no-look shot, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2 after being fouled.
Yeah, Dustin, I think he kind of knew he was getting fouled. Wasn't too much of an actual attempt to shoot, but he was technically by the rule book in the shooting motion. He knew that, and they're in the bonus regardless, so he's going to the stripe.
4th personal foul for Mumford now. Already one player has fouled out. 2 more with 4 fouls, Mumford and Corey. Stevens hits the first. Jackson, not done with his day. He is just screaming at the Freed-Hardeman baseball team, who is returning the favor, it appears. Stevens' second free throw is short, rebounded by Corey. Up to Cunningham. Cunningham crosses the timeline. Freed-Hardeman leads it 73-67. 2-possession game. Down low to Mumford, who slams that home. 73-69 now. 95 seconds to go in this one.
Oh,
and
he stepped on the half-court line.
Stepped on the half-court line and looked like he was pushed, though.
It did, but that's a dangerous spot to hand the ball off in the first place. I think it was Nixon that gave it to him, kind of picked up his dribble. Jordan came cutting around him. Just not a well-advised handoff. Got him on the backcourt violation.
So now 90 seconds to go. It's a 4-point ball game. Cunningham has it. Volleyball 10-foot line. Goes to the left. Tries to drive in. Goes outside to find Nichols. Nichols loses the ball. Finds Mumford. Mumford goes inside. Loses control of it. Freed-Hardeman ball. .74 seconds left, and going to have a substitution. Corey will exit, being replaced by, that is Robinson. Peyton Law, and the Lions leading by 4. Probably would be content to hold the ball and go to the free throw line the way that they're shooting today, but the Blue Raiders holding off. Law goes up, misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Burchett. Cunningham on the far wing. Drives into the lane, heaves it out. Instead, it's going to go off the backboard, and it's Freed-Hardeman ball. Going into the benches, a great job there by Burchett. Sacrificing the... And we welcome you back in for the final minute of play, under a minute of play, 44.2 ticks to go. Freed-Hardeman leads it by 73-69. Freed-Hardeman does have the ball. The possession arrow does favor Lindsey Wilson, though. And a foul is going to be called. Had to expect that. Geraldo Lane's going to go to the free throw line. Maybe a long 38.4 seconds. Geraldo Lane to shoot 2. The first on the way, and the first is good. Freed-Hardeman again. Next will be in action on Thursday, January 30th at the Dallas Floyd Phoenix Arena in Lebanon against the Phoenix of Cumberland University. Second free throw rattles out. Rebound coming down to Mumford. Lions will next be at home against those same Phoenix on February 13th, so have a nice Valentine's Day date here at the Brewer Sports Center. Mumford with the ball. Mumford dribbles off of his foot, and it's out of bounds. Mumford will dribble off of his foot. And Coach Starks,
I was about to say,
he is furious.
He's livid. Had some words for the ref.
Not sure at what. It was plenty obvious what had happened, as he thought he was fouled. And a timeout's going to be called by Freed Hardeman. We'll keep it here, though. 22 and a half seconds to go. Freed Hardeman, it wasn't until the last 10 minutes or so that it showed that differential.
Yep, only up 2 at halftime of that one. Came out in the second half and took it.
Full court man-to-man pressure. Peyton Law is going to inbound, and he finds Jason Nixon. Nixon will be fouled. Cunningham with fouls to give. However, his team does not. And so we'll go to the line again. Maybe a minute. Longest 20 seconds of your life?
Perhaps. About to find out. If he can hit 2, gets the first, then that would more or less do it for the Lions. I need this one.
I'd be surprised. 19-point lead for the Lady Lions in the last minute, and Lindsey Wilson putting on full court pressure and fouling. Oh, it was funny. I kind of talked to I was downstairs with the stat keeper, and I was like, are they really putting on full court pressure with a minute left down 19? And funnily enough, my brother is in watching this game, and he texted me the exact same thing. So
I think I may have said something like that, too. It kind of surprised us up here.
I mean, that's good. Not willing to give up at any point of the game. Hail Mary goes down to Robinson. Robinson peels off. Long three-pointer by Burchett. Nowhere close. That's going to come down to Geraldo Lane. Lane's going to have to cross midcourt. But everybody's standing and cheering. As soon as he crosses midcourt, he does. And that will do it. Freed Hardeman will pick up their 19th win of the season by defeating the Lindsey Wilson College Blue Raiders by a final score of 76-69. Again, the telling of the final score, Freed Hardeman 76, Lindsey Wilson 69. We'll take a short pause.